Yo, what's up? What's up? What's up? Welcome to Blues News. You know what it is. It's your guy, Illuminati, man. What is good? What is good? Gonna talk a little bit about this Loki season 2, episode 1, and I also want to talk about I'm seeing talks of Baylon's skull being recast, and my thoughts on it, and the hypocrisy and the nerddom, the fandom, whatever we want to call it, this world that we living in, the hypocrisy. So uh let's hop into it, man. This is Blues News. You know who I am. Let's go.
How much time till we're on?
We're on, Ron.
What?
We're on the air right now.
I'm ready.
Yo. What is good? What is good? The big homie Illuminati back again. Yeah, like I said, I want to get into this Baylon skull first. That's what I want to hop into first. Baylon skull being because I've been seeing talks on online, on the internet, Reddit, all these other places, X, Twitter, whatever you want to call it, even Threads. You know what I'm saying? That's where I'm at right now. But it's just crazy to me that people are all aboard and ready to go with Baylon's skull being recast, the homie Ray Stevenson being recast, right? His role is Baylon's skull. But when we were talking about recasting T'Challa, it was disrespectful, it was misogynistic, it was all, everything negative surrounding it. It was nobody's ready for, but now people wanna, it seems like they're open to the recast of this character, but they wasn't open to the recast of Black Panther. I don't get it. I don't understand it. I'm reading this Reddit right now. Baylon Skull recast. Hear me out. I think that visually this would be as close as they could get. They got Jared Butler to come in for Ray Stevenson to be recast. If it's done, they thoughts. So I love Jared Butler, but he does. These are just the comments that's going on. Read some of these comments. I love Jared Butler, but he doesn't have the gravitas and composure. Edit, don't take this as I don't hate Butler. He's great, and then the Thieves is a gem. I would say the same, but act to surprise you. Jackman and Prisoners, I never really liked him until then. Yeah, great actor, but he isn't a good fit for Baylon. So people are on board. Another one, I just had an idea. Don't recast for the look. Show Baylon getting his destination with his face cloaked and shadowed. When he finds whatever he's looking for, allow it to talk or communicate however it will, ushering him towards the power he seeks. Then he could be transformed physically through these powers and look however he turns out to look. It'll likely be grotesque in some manner. He might even have green, smoking, glowing eyes, even gaunt or physically deformed. What matters is that we don't need someone to play Baylon Skull who looks like Ray. Filoni likely knew that Ahsoka was going to be quite successful. Ray's unfortunately passing will now be written into the story somehow. So even that, which I think that's a fitting way to usher in a recast. With recast T'Challa, we had so many ideas on how to recast or make it fit around the story so that, what I'm saying, this would be what I'm saying, the visual wouldn't change, or just him disappearing, coming back, maybe looking a little different, things of that nature. It all can be played into the story, but they didn't want to do that, which is weird to me. It's weird. Now everybody is ready for a recast when Ray Stevenson just passed, right? A couple months ago. What was it? Maybe beginning of the year, something like that, or first quarter of the year, first or second, or beginning of the second quarter of the year. And they're cool with the recast. They're cool with I guess this is the difference between the Star Wars fandom and the Marvel fandom, right? Over on the Marvel fandom, they didn't know shit about Black Panther. They thought they did, but they didn't know the importance of the character going forward. The Star Wars fandom understands the importance of the story, of the actual character going forward. The actor is just a vehicle in transporting this character forward and transporting this character forward. It's just a vehicle. That's what the actor serves as. So when an actor passes or an actor dies, that doesn't mean get rid of the character, right? You still got story to tell. If you get an accident in the car, you know what I'm saying, your car is no longer drivable, you still have to get to your destination. So you either get a new car, you find a different way to travel to get to your destination. That's all what recasting is. Finding another vehicle to tell the story or for that character to prosper. That's what a recast is. It's not disrespectful. It's not shitting on the legacy. Matter of fact, you want to build a legacy, this is how you build a legacy. Ray Stevenson, who I know from playing Punisher, he was also out in some other things. But his legacy in Star Wars lore will continue to grow as other actors take on the role of Baylon Skoll. The compare and contrast is what builds the character. It's what builds the legacy. We talk about James Bond and the legacy that is because of the great actors who played James Bond and were recast. You get to have the debate of who was the better or who was not the better, right? But you get to have that debate. Those legacies exist. Batman, Spider-Man, Superman. When you're a great character, no matter what, if you are an actor and you take upon that role, your legacy is solidified. If you did a good job, your legacy is solidified. Yes, people show up because I see this too. A lot of people say, oh, but if you don't do as good a job as such and such. If you like Black Panther, you show up for Black Panther. After you watch it, if the story is good, after you watch Black Panther, yada, 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 then you come back and say, man, hey, that was a dope movie, but I like Chadwick a little bit better. That's not going to stop you from being a fan of Black Panther. Whoever comes in and is playing Baylon Skoll next, that's not going to stop them from being a fan of Ray Stevenson. Or whoever it is that took over for Ray Stevenson. Let's say Gerald Butler did take over. Right? That's not going to make Jared Butler no less of an actor. It's not. Either he's going to do good or he's not. Spartacus. For those people probably didn't even see the transition. The main actor from Spartacus, he passed away. That's next season they got a new actor to play Spartacus. Some people probably didn't even notice that it was a new actor in there. When you have a good creative team, good production team, good writers, good directors, good showrunners, or whatever you want to call it, they're going to make the transition as seamless as possible. That's their job. At least that's what they're supposed to do. So, I mean, I'm over here at Reddit. It's just crazy. Screen Rant. Will Baylon Skoll be recast in Ahsoka season 2? You know what I'm saying? We can read this. Ray Stevenson's Baylon Skoll was a highlight of Ahsoka, but his story is unfinished. There can be no doubt Ray Stevenson's Dark Jedi Baylon Skoll was one of the highlights of Ahsoka, which it was. Baylon was a fascinating, complex character, and his motives are still a mystery. He seems to have had great hopes for the Padawan Shin Hati, only to give them up when he heard a siren song from the ancient world of Peridia. Stevenson gave Baylon a certain intensity and resolve, and the dynamic he shared with Ivano Sakno, who played the violent Padawan Shin Hati, was tremendous, but he'll best be remembered for the stunning fight scenes he shared with Rosario Dawson's Ahsoka Tano. Baylon proved to be the one foe Ahsoka couldn't defeat, and he almost killed her. These are reasons why you have to keep this character going, right? because the story was unfinished. And I'm glad Screen Rant is saying this. I'm glad they're saying, oh, but the story is not finished. His story is not finished. We have to recast because his story is not finished, right? To continue reading this. The problem, though, is that Ahsoka has left Baylon's story unfinished. His backstory is a mystery. How does he know so much about Anakin Skywalker, given his transformation into Darth Vader was a closely guarded secret? His motives remain inscrutable, clearly tied to Mortis gods by Ahsoka's finale, but that in itself sets him up for an even greater role. He was seen standing next to the statue of the Father, a cosmic being who sought to strike a cosmic harmonious balance between light and dark, a hint at his true agenda. All this means is there's absolutely no way Lucasfilm could continue this story without Baylon Skull. My God, man. Isn't this what we said when it came to recasting T'Challa? T'Challa's story wasn't finished. We still don't know what type of king he is. Last time we seen him, he was opening the borders of Wakanda. We would like to see what happened with that. How does he deal with all of this? Sounds familiar, huh? Sounds real familiar, doesn't it? I'm going to go out on a limb and say Lucasfilm is going to recast Baylon Skull. I'm going to go out on a limb and say that, and I'm going to tell you this, the limb ain't that long. It's a short limb, so it's not like I'm going to be far out or over the ledge or whatever. Clearly, Baylon Skull is important to the story that Dave Filoni is trying to tell. Clearly. It would be idiotic, it would be silly to try to write Baylon Skull death into this season 2 somehow, or whatever Star Wars is doing going forward. It would clearly be the most idiotic, stupidest thing to do, narratively speaking. Right? And I'm not seeing the backlash of, oh, it's disrespectful. Oh, it's misogynistic. If you know what I'm saying? We got what's her name? Shin Hattie. Why can't we just focus on her? You're trying to get rid of the women and stuff. Like, nope. Because the Star Wars fans know the story is what keeps Star Wars alive. If it's a good story, people will show up for it. Look at this. Lucasfilm has no choice but to recast. This is coming from Screen Rant. They have no choice but to recast Baylon Skull. It's nothing short of a tragedy that Ray Stevenson passed before he got to see how much Baylon Skull was loved by the viewers. What's more, it's to Lucasfilm's credit that his story was not adjusted in any way, because there's no hint that overarching narrative was changed after Stevenson's passing. This means viewers, as well as the cast and crew, got to say farewell to a tremendous actor to see his last performance in full. Oh my God. They didn't say. Now, what's crazy is some people will say, well, this was already filmed by the time he passed. I get it. I understand that. But they could have easily went and did some reshoots, because we all know reshoots happen. They could have easily went and did some reshoots to change Baylon Skull's ending. They could have easily did that. Stizzle, what's up? What's up? They could have easily went in, did some reshoots to change Baylon Skull's ending, but they didn't. They made sure to keep the story, the narrative alive, because they know going forward, this story is important. The morons, the ignoramus, those people over there at Marvel, I don't know what the hell they was thinking by deviating from what T'Challa had going on over there. It's T'Challa's story. Black Panther is T'Challa's story. It's not Shuri's story. It's not anybody else's story. It's not yes, it's a mantle, but it's T'Challa's mantle. I don't think people understand it. It's just crazy to me. This is wow. So, but this also means that that Lucasfilm's Dave Filoni has left everything up in the air for Baylon. His story ends on an ambiguous note, with the Dark Jedi continuing to explore Peridia, heading toward what seems to be a powerful force vengeance that called to him across the galaxies. What's more, given 3 other major characters are stranded on Peridia as well, this feels as though it's being set up in a concrete direction. There's no writing Baylon out, no additional footage that can be refashioned as an homage. The only way to continue to honor Ray Stevenson is to now recast it. What? Wait, the only way to honor Ray Stevenson is to now recast the character, allowing audiences to see Baylon Skoll's future? Am I in the Twilight Zone? Am I in the Twilight Zone? Something, you know what I'm saying? Now, the only way to honor Ray Stevenson is to recast the character. Well, shit, they ain't recast T'Challa. They thought that was disrespectful. What is going on, man? What is going on? This is crazy. This is crazy. The only way to honor Ray Stevenson. Yes, and the thing is, it sounds like I'm making fun. I'm not making fun of that statement. The statement is hella true. That's why I'm saying that, because these are the things that the recast T'Challa crowd, the people who wanted to see T'Challa back on the screen, was trying to tell people. The way that you honor that actor is to recast so that story can continue going forward. You want the audience to see that. That he didn't pass in vain, right? Yeah, the double standard indeed. But see, D-Stizzle, that's the difference between Star Wars fandom, Marvel fandom. There are no, for the most part, there are no Star Wars normies or regular Star Wars people. If you're a Star Wars fan, you in there, right? You don't just hop in. It ain't, you're not playing double dutch. You're not hopping in and hopping out with Star Wars. Either you fuck with it or you don't. That's it. Marvel, because it's so spread out, and they, you know what I'm saying, they've made it so much to where they just want to grab any and everybody. It's so fluid and watered down that you get that. And I think that's why you get the normies. And no, this is, you know what I'm saying, nothing against normies or regular people, the everyday casual viewer of said property. You want those, but at the same time, there has to be some kind of gatekeeping to go on. And when I say that, meaning, who are you writing the story for? Are you writing the story for the 5 normies? Or are you writing the story for the 500 fans who really rock with you? You see what I'm saying? Either you're writing it for the 5 normies, the 5 new guys who you might get, or you're writing it for the 500 guys that you got who you know showing up. I think that's Marvel. That's the difference between Star Wars and Marvel. I've only heard 1 or 2 Star Wars fans say they don't want to recast, but most are on board. Yeah. Why would you not want to see this story finished out? Me watching Ahsoka, I immediately gravitated to Baylon Skoll. He was mysterious. I didn't really know what was going on. And, you know, being a fan of Star Wars, I'm not even going to sit here and act like I'm the biggest Star Wars fan, but I am a Star Wars fan. I know what's going on. I can keep up. You know what I'm saying? So, but I'm not like, don't quiz me on everything, you know what I'm saying? But I can keep up with Star Wars. But watching what Ray Stevenson brought to Baylon Skoll, watching that story unfold, them going to, like, there was really no reason for one to see himself stranded on this planet. We want to see what's going on with Baylon Skoll, right? Cliffhanger. When Black Panther ended with T'Challa, we wanted to see what was next with T'Challa. He just opened the borders of Wakanda. Wakanda been sectioned off forever. And now he opens up the border. This is a story that I'm invested in. Shit, I want to see what's going on. Then here comes 2. And it's a big change, big flip-flop. Ain't no king no more. He died from a disease some unknown, like it's just bullshit. That just was sounded like some kindergarten said, well, hey, how can we put, you know what I'm saying? That shit was elementary writing at its worst. Not at its best, at its worst, because that shit was horrible. Yep, they are a special breed. And you see it falling off. They're a special breed. Because they sometime in and out, double dutch. Hop in, hop out. Hop in, hop out. Hop in, hop out. This is all the more important because Ahsoka's ending kept Baylon as something of a mystery. Such a mystery only works that the payoff is worth it. Meaning Baylon's role in Ahsoka would be retrospectively damaged if Star Wars chose to somehow drop the character, perhaps killing him off screen, a la T'Challa. The sense of anticlimactic will echo back to the earlier stories because they are left feeling incomplete and unsatisfied. Right. So now what Black Panther 2 did to Black Panther 1, it totally just put mud on the whole franchise. I don't even think they understand that. What the story of Black Panther 2, Wakanda Forever, slung mud over the whole franchise. It makes Black Panther 1 look bad because 2 just totally shitted on everything. 2 shitted on the legacy of anything that they did with Black Panther. Shitted on it. This will, of course, be a very difficult, painful process. Ray Stevenson wasn't just a colleague. It's abundantly clear he was a good friend of many in Lucasfilm, and they mourn his passing. There's a sense of intense pressure to get this right. Meanwhile, the Star Wars fan base, always noted for its divisiveness, will be watching carefully. Baylon Skoll needs to be recast for Ahsoka Season 2 or whatever comes next, but it won't be easy. Right? I don't think it's, when you recast, no, it won't be easy, especially when you have, I'm pretty sure Ray Stevenson, very charismatic, showed up to work, worked well with others on set, became friends, you know what I'm saying? Just like Chadwick, I'm pretty sure they walk that same line, professionalism, you know what I'm saying? Good friend, somebody to lean on, just everything. I get that. But at the same time, being a professional means that you know that the show must go on, right? So yes, you mourn, you take the time, come up with a good plan, you talk to everybody, say, hey, this is what we're doing, we're going forward. And I'm pretty sure in that those actors and actresses from Black Panther would have understood the assignment going forward. Just like I'm pretty sure the actors and actresses in Ahsoka or in this Star Wars Lucasfilm universe will understand the assignment going forward. For Rey is what they put on that first episode when Ahsoka dropped. You do this for Chad. You know what I'm saying? You do this for the person that you lost. Because the fight ain't over with. I was in the military. If we're fighting and I lose a colleague, we're gonna mourn. I'm gonna mourn my colleague. I was in the Navy, so it's my shipmate. I will mourn my shipmate, but the fight must go on, and I'm gonna hopefully get a replacement for my shipmate to watch my 6. That's what it's about. And hopefully that person who comes in can live up or would do their best to watch my back so the show can go on, so we can continue this fight. That's what it's supposed to be about. This teamwork. It's teamwork. What did T'Challa do after Endgame? New villains, new problems, new solutions. Right. Like, what did he do? How did he get sick? Some mysterious, you know what I'm saying, illness. But he got a baby though. Did he do something that he shouldn't have did and didn't wear no protection? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what did he do? New team ups like Fantastic Four and X-Men. All this stuff is coming, and T'Challa will not be a part of it at all. We might get a Baylon Jr. Who knows? Baylon Skoll Jr. He just was dropping seeds, you know what I'm saying? Crazy, man. What up, Bush 1G? What up? What up? It's just crazy to me, man. Just because I was on Reddit and I'm seeing how many people are behind the recast. I'm not have yet to. I know D Stizzle said that he saw or that he's seen a couple of people say it, but for the most part, it's been positive on the recast front. I have yet to see, just reading in that Reddit stuff, they coming up with who should be recast. Gerald Butler. Let me see who else was it. Damn, one my other. It was another actor that they said should play him. Oh, Lee Shriver. Lee Shriver, who played Sabretooth in Wolverine Origins. They was like, he'll be a, you know what I'm saying? Like they trying to figure out a person to slide in who kind of fit the bill, who Mike can doing it. See, yeah, Lee Shriver though. It could work. He's not my first call though, but he's in my top 3. Russell Crowe, Vincent Reagan, Lee Shriver. That's somebody's top 3. I don't know who Vincent Reagan is, but that's crazy. That's crazy how they already trying to come up with something to fit in for Baylon Skull. What up, Mo? What up, Mo? That's crazy how they doing it. That's crazy how I read earlier in the Reddit, they came up with a whole story on how to get it through. Baylon Skull finds this, you know what I'm saying? He ends up getting, you don't see like that first episode, you know it's him, but it's just him from the back, cloak figure. He goes up somehow, you know what I'm saying? Whatever entity it is could enter his body, disfigure him, whatever. Now it's, you know what I'm saying? He's changed. He's changed. So now it's not Ray Stevenson. It could be another actor who's playing Baylon Skull. But see how quick that was? And how it would fly, how it would pertain to what the storyline is going on. Just that simple, just that easy. That was done by a fan on Reddit. It's crazy, man. Right. Real simple intro. Real simple. Real simple. Real simple. But you know, what do I know, man? What do I know? What do I know? Y'all let me know in the comments, man, how y'all feel about Baylon Skull, about being recast, Ray Stevenson, and you know what I'm saying, things of that nature. Will it be disrespectful? Will it honor his legacy going forward? Do y'all want to see more Baylon Skull? Is this a character that they could just write out of the story and we can just keep moving forward and just forget about everything that was written for this character? You know, look, somebody even said Dolph Lundgren would be perfect. It's crazy, man. You know, they just I don't know if they playing or not, but shit, why not? Dolph Lundgren. I even said this about, because I'm about to, you know what I'm saying, quick segue into Loki 3. I'm in Loki 3, into Loki season 2. I was saying, since Loki is about, you know, time travel or whatever, I think they should try to slide, like, to sneak in a dope actor to sneak in would be Van Damme. You know, since he played in Time Cop, like if he could be one of the like a crazy ass TVA agent, like high ranking TVA agent who just don't really, you know what I'm saying, even though whatever happened in episode 1, he don't even care about that whole shit, the truth or whatever. He just want to go around murking variants off. I don't know. Y'all let me know. I was just thinking about it. I don't know if it'll work or if it wouldn't work. That's just something I was thinking about. Van Damme, Jean-Claude Van Damme. And it'd be like a callback to Time Cop, right? You know what I'm saying? I don't know. That was just something that that I thought about. Maybe, maybe not. Y'all let me know, man. But let's hop into this Loki season 2, episode 1. I say it was a good start. A lot of exposition, which I don't want to say was overloaded. Pretty good. You know, some things got to be explained. You know, the first episode called title Ouroboros, and which it's kind of a double. It's not really a double entendre, but a lot of people just thinking it was called Ouroboros because the character OB in it. You know what I'm saying? Well, they call him OB for short. But if you think about what an Ouroboros is, you will probably start jumping to conclusions of what could possibly be going on in the season. So I think that we're going to get a call back to Obi, what he's about, and things of that nature. We'll be going live tonight. I'll probably be talking about that tonight on Blurred AF. So y'all come through 8:30. It's gonna be on Dre's podcast, his YouTube channel, the real Dre Mac. But yeah, so how the episode starts off, you got Loki, back in the time variant after Sylvie destroyed the sacred timeline, her bitch ass. I still got an issue with the whole Sylvie is Loki, Loki is Sylvie variant situation, especially with this episode and how they explain, like how, because it seems like now Marvel is trying to clean up all the how they explain the timeline, right? Do y'all follow? You know what I'm saying? Do you follow me with that? I think they're trying to clean up what they did with the timeline because of the timeline doesn't, how time travel and all this shit doesn't make sense with in the MCU. So so it starts off how it ended. Loki is there. It's a whole new TVA. They don't understand who Loki is. They've never seen him before. What's her name? Hunter B-15 doesn't know who that is, and nor does Mobius. He doesn't know who Loki is. So it's chaos, it's disarray. None of the agents remember who Loki is. Loki learns that the TVA is being ran by a group of people led by General Dox and Judge Gambly. They're trying to figure out how to fix the sacred timeline, but they're struggling. And Loki offers to help them, but they don't know necessarily if they can necessarily trust Loki or whatever. Now, before all that happens, Loki is time slipping. That's what they call it, time slipping. He ends up going when they come on, that TVA is the past. Then he goes back into the future of what we had seen previously in Loki season 1. He also goes into the future, which is what they're doing is dope. It's an easier way to keep up with time because it's more linear. Because in the TVA, you're not supposed to be able to even time slip the way that Loki's doing, right? So Loki goes back into the past. So what happens? He ends up going to the past. Something happens in the past. Boom. When he slips back into the present, what he did in the past now shows up in the present. That's not supposed to be able to happen in the TVA. But I got some theories I'm gonna talk about a little later. Well, I might talk about a little later on this. Loki discovers this he learns that the TVA is not what it seems. You know what I'm saying? He's actually trying to, so that all from season 1, he's trying to protect it. But it's a decent start. We get what do we really get out of this episode? I think from this episode, we get that Loki. No, I won't even say that. I won't say that Loki, that the TVA. I want to say this. I'm gonna just go ahead and get in my theories. We saw that the TVA is inside I want to say a black hole. Obi kept talking about spaghetti fine. If you see it, it was written on the thing. And even if you think about when Mobius went out to the time loom, Obi explained about him aging, and boom, his skin will be taken off because basically he'll age so fast that his skin will be ripped off, right? To me, that if y'all have what was that movie with Matthew McConaughey in it? I can't remember that movie right now. But basically, they're inside a black hole. Either they're inside or they're close to a black hole. The reason why time didn't exist time didn't exist in the TVA is because they are inside a black hole, right? Now, let's go back to about Ouroboros. It's called Ouroboros because I think this episode explains everything and what's going on. Ouroboros is the name of the episode. It's also the name of the character that works at the TVA. And Ouroboros is it's an old symbol. It's basically an infinity sign, right? Kind of like a Mobius strip, but different. It's an infinity. It's A circle is a serpent eating its tail. What I like to say, what happens so above, so below. What's my other saying when it comes to Ouroboros? When something ends, the beginning is the end. You know what I'm saying? Like the beginning, that's basically what Ouroboros is. So Obi has been there, but I think he's the only one who hasn't had his mind wiped. He's been there from the beginning. He knows who Kang is. He knows everything that's happened, and that's the reason why he's tucked away so deep in the TVA. You know what I'm saying? Because Mobius acts like he didn't know who Obi was. He knew how to get there, but he acted like he didn't know who he was, right? Obi knew exactly who Mobius was. Said he hadn't seen him for 400 years. Damn, you ain't been here since 400 years, right? Everybody, and we know that Kang was mind wiping, was taking variants, killing a timeline, and mind wiping them. We know that happened, and you know what I'm saying, we learned that in the first season. So I think Obi is one of the first people who created the TVA. He even brags about he wrote the TVA manual. I also think Morbius, I keep calling him Mobius. I also think Mobius is an old school TVA agent. Like he might have been the first TVA agent. Let me see. Let me check some of these comments real quick. Time travel in the multiverse has been handled poorly, very poorly. It's like nobody, and I know they wanted to do different things, but it's like, dog, you ain't listening to him. She ain't listening to her. You writing it this way, you doing it that way. Like, what are y'all doing? Y'all need to come together and give us what time travel and the multiverse is. Because if it's variants, the way you explain variants, this should not be a female Loki. There shouldn't be an alligator, like, because a variant is just in this time stream a different variation. That's where variants come from. It's something that happened differently, right? So Sylvie can't be a Loki. Sylvie is Sylvie. Makes no sense. Sylvie is Sylvie. Because we're still operating all in the same universe. Or are we not? Or are we talking different universes? 616, 913 to 515. You know what I'm saying? What are we talking about? Different area codes. What are we talking about? Stizzle says MCU basically merged time traveling with dimension hopping. They're two separate concepts. Exactly. That's what it is. They're two separate concepts. Are we talking different dimensions or are we talking time traveling? A different branch off of the sacred timeline does not create a different universe. Maybe a different timeline, but it's still in the same universe. Right? Like merging magic and science. Of course, there's Kang variants, but time travel is his thing. Right, but it's different variants of Kang. We have yet to see a monkey Kang. We have yet to see a white man Kang. We have yet to see a snake Kang. We have yet to see a female Kang. Kang is Kang. Jonathan Majors. That's it. From as far as we know as of right now. Right? As far as we know right now. Then we go and we look at what happened with Spider, with the different Spider-Man and stuff like that. You got the Tobey Maguire, whatever. I think that was just fanfare. But let's bring that into the equation. They're all from different universes, not different timelines, different universes. Real easy. This is Tobey Maguire's universe. Hell, look at Across the Spider-Verse. It's across the Spider-Verse because it's different universes. Right? But, yeah, he says, yeah, this Sylvia is a made-up character, female Loki in the comics. Everyone talks about that was just Loki inhabiting Sif's body. Yeah, so, right. Because and that was the first, you know what I'm saying? That's fairly new too. Like that was, you know what I'm saying? That's like when we got that female Loki with the fall of Asgard and everything like that. That was fairly new. That was like a new concept with Loki being, you know what I'm saying, being female. But he did that to deceive also, because that's what Loki does. He deceives, right? That's what he does. He deceives. So I don't know. It's just weird to me. It's right after Ragnarok. It's just weird to me how, and that's why you got to have the right writers. You got to have people who understand what if you want to pull from the story, pull it. You don't, everything doesn't necessarily have to translate to the screen, but at least understand the motivations behind the character. Understand what the multiverse is. Understand you know, secret wars and things of that nature. If you don't know the lore, don't touch this shit. If you don't know the lore, don't touch this shit. Leave it alone. Let somebody else who knows what they're doing write it. Fucking Sylvie. But my review of this episode, great, like I said, great episode, great introduction episode. I want to try to stay on the course. Great introduction episode, trying to get us back. Does this bring the MCU back? I can't necessarily say yay or nay on that. I think that you're gonna continuously get diminishing returns, and I think that's for everything right now, because of the way, I want to say that COVID, being on the inside, now people are outside. It's just a lot of stuff coming in. You know what I'm saying? People don't even know what's going on with Marvel anymore. Do people even care? Do people care? You've been putting out mediocre next to garbage stuff. You're dissing the fans. You're driving fans away because you're dissing them, right? You're not listening to the fans. And that's another thing too. We live in the internet age, social media era, to where you can touch the fans instantly, and the fans can instantly tell you what's wrong instantly, right? We can do that instantly. That symbiotic relationship should make you have $1 billion movie every time. That's the thing I don't understand. You should be able to get $1 billion movie every time if you listen to the fans, the real fans, not the casuals, not the ones playing double dutch and hopscotch and things of that. The real fans, because those are the ones who got you here. If you make it for those fans, the other fans will show up, because the real fans is going to talk about how dope this shit is, how good this shit is. The MCU was built on the back of real fans. Iron Man, didn't nobody know who the fuck Iron Man was? No casual fan. Didn't give two shits about. He ain't even a popular character. Captain America. People know who he is, but was he popular? Was people really rocking with Cap like that? People was fuck back then. People was fucking with the X-Men. That's it. That's it. The real fans are the ones who made the MCU viable. But y'all think it's the normies. Y'all think it's the casuals. Y'all think it's those the ones who are the ones making it $1 billion franchise. No. It's little motherfuckers like me on YouTube who keep this shit alive. The ones who talking about it in this, we keep it alive. If all the YouTubers stop right now, I guarantee you 35-45% drop. 35-45% drop. I guarantee that shit. And we so ignorant and so stupid. We still show up. We still show up. Even after we know it's some bullshit, we still show up. That's what's crazy. That's what's crazy. Apocalypse with Cable are also time travelers. A separate phase could have focused on just time traveling, but I know they want to get the Secret Wars quickly. they didn't have to use time travel and to necessarily get the Secret Wars. At least I don't think they to me, instead of getting the Secret Wars, I think they could have did a contest of champions, because they already got the, you know what I'm saying, the collector, and what's the other one? They already had those characters who were in the contest of champions. You know what I'm saying? Them two, they could have did something similar to Secret Wars, but with those two, the collector and damn, why am I'm losing it right now. You got Benicio del Toro's character and Jeff Goldblum's character. Those two godlike beings could have set up something, you know what I'm saying, and did something similar to Secret Wars. Then they could have, you know what I'm saying, just to try to bring in different characters, universal beings, things of that. I think they could have did something like that. Exactly. The hardcore fans co-sign something, the casual, I'm telling you. And that's with any fandom. That's any fandom. Because of FOMO. Fear of missing out. Oh shit, that shit hot. Let me go check it out. Word of mouth is strong. That's the best advertising. Word of mouth. Word of mouth. You think these new kids knew what Top Gun was? When Top Gun, the sequel, came out, you think these new kids gave two fucks about Top Gun? A movie about a Navy pilot, an old Navy pilot, still trying to fly. You think they cared? No. It was the diehard Top Gun fans that cared about that movie. That went to see it 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times in a row. Damn, you going to see Top Gun again? Yeah, then that casual fan would be like, well, shit, he done seen it 3 times. Let me go see what's all the fuss about. Why he done seen it 3 times? Why she keep going to see Barbie all, you know what I'm saying? That's how Barbie became a $1 billion movie. People kept going to see it. The fans of Barbie, people who grew up on Barbie, people who understand Barbie. We like to use that word woke a lot. It ain't even about being woke. It's about staying true to who these characters are, what this story has to tell. Good versus evil. You can't fail with good versus evil. You can't fail with that shit. Good guy, bad guy. What's his motivations? What's his motivation? Or her, or whoever. And when something failed, quit trying to say, oh, it's because they were sexist and didn't want to see a female. Or, oh, it's like, nah, man. Alien work. Tomb Raider work. It's a lot of female-led movies that worked, that men went to go see. Give me a good story and I'm there. Make that shit dope. That's all I got to say. But y'all let me know, did y'all enjoy episode 1 of Loki season 2? I thought it was pretty cool. I thought it was pretty dope. I'm looking forward to them explaining some more things, opening it up. We know Victor Timely is coming in, who will be a Kang variant. I want to see how they handle this whole Kang the Conqueror situation. Yeah, that's really all I got, man. That's really all I got. I'll be trying to go live with Blues News possibly every day around 4:30, hopefully, depending on what time I get off work. But I'm gonna try to give y'all this around this time every day. So y'all stick with me. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell, man. Sharing is caring. If you know me, Groman, salute to Theo for that one. But yeah, let's do this, man. It's been Blues News. You know what to do. I am out. Peace.
Son, beats.